Chapter 2. Motivation. Molecule. You're not ruled by logic. You're ruled by chemistry, and dopamine is one of its most powerful agents. Every decision you make, every action you avoid, and every moment you choose to scroll instead of start is shaped by the invisible pull of dopamine. Let's break down how this works, not as scientists in a lab, but as everyday people trying to regain control of our attention and energy. What dopamine really does. Forget everything you've heard about dopamine being the pleasure chemical. That's only half true. Dopamine is not what makes you feel good after the reward. It's what drives you to seek the reward in the first place. It's the spark behind anticipation, curiosity, and the desire to move forward. It's the thrill before the finish line, the craving before the chocolate, the click before the video starts. In short, dopamine equals desire plus pursuit. It's the chemical behind motivation, not just enjoyment. The dopamine loop. Cue, anticipation, action, reward. Let's simplify this process. 1. Cue. You see or think of something desirable, e.g., your phone lights up. 2. Anticipation. Your brain predicts a reward is coming. Dopamine spikes. 3. Action. You reach for the phone to check. 4. Reward. You read a message, watch a video. Brain feels temporarily satisfied. 5. Loop. Complete. Your brain now remembers, that felt good, let's do it again. The more this cycle repeats, the more your brain is conditioned to chase low-effort dopamine. This is why it's easier to check social media than write a report. The phone gives immediate dopamine. The report gives delayed dopamine. The problem: modern life overloads dopamine and then depletes. Your brain was designed for rare, natural dopamine rewards, like completing a hunt, gathering food, or bonding with a tribe. Today, you can get hundreds of dopamine hits per hour: likes, notifications, clickbait, junk food, entertainment, multitasking. But there's a cost. Too much dopamine without effort makes your brain numb to natural rewards. Tasks that require focus, patience, or discomfort feel boring, annoying, or pointless. You procrastinate not because you're broken, but because your brain has been tricked into expecting easier rewards elsewhere. Neuroplasticity. The hopeful truth. Here's the good news. Your brain is incredibly plastic. That means it can rewire itself with new habits and stimuli. If you start training your dopamine to respond to effort instead of ease, discipline instead of distraction, progress instead of pleasure, then your brain will adapt. It will begin to crave hard work, consistency, and long-term growth. From passive to purposeful dopamine. Passive dopamine comes from consumption. Scrolling, watching, reacting requires no effort, trains the brain to expect constant novelty. Purposeful dopamine comes from creation, writing, building, learning, requires focus and consistency, trains the brain to value depth and progress. You must choose which version of yourself you want to feed. Small wins. Dopamine deposits. Each time you complete a task, however small, your brain releases dopamine. When you cross off a checklist, finish a 10-minute work session, declutter your space, write one sentence, you're building a new dopamine loop, one rooted in productivity, not avoidance. Key insight: you don't need to feel motivated to act. You need to act to feel motivated. Dopamine doesn't wait at the finish line. It shows up the moment you take the first step. Journal prompt. Think of a meaningful task you've been avoiding. How can you break it down into one 5-minute action that would generate a small sense of progress today?